Well, my mother's from Puerto Rico, and ever since I was a little kid, I remember going there every year to visit my grandparents. And every year there was a blackout. And so I always kept track of what was going on with Puerto Rico's electrical grid. And then decades later, I was working in the solar industry. And when Hurricane Maria happened, my friends called me and said, Lou, you're in solar. Why don't you go to Puerto Rico and help put solar panels? And I was like, FEMA will do it, or Bank of America will do it. Someone will help out. I'm not really gonna do that. And then after a couple of years, it became clear that FEMA wasn't gonna do it at all, and that Puerto Ricans had been left on their own. And so a friend of mine and I got together and we shipped 300 solar panels and donated them in Puerto Rico. And that led to people requesting help learning to install photovoltaic panels. And that's why I'm in Vieques. So you can't have solar panels without a culture of solar energy and an economy of solar energy. So if you just put solar panels and nobody knows how to install them and nobody knows how to maintain them, then conceivably in a hurricane they get wrecked, and then it wouldn't be any different than how it was after Maria. But if people locally know how to install solar panels and maintain them and fix them, then after a hurricane they can fix their systems and get them running again. And so resilience for a community or a neighborhood really means having people who have skills. Puerto Rico now has a privatized energy grid, and it stands to be seen whether LUMA, Texas and Canadian company, will succeed in providing a good service to Puerto Rican people at a price they can afford. I'm highly dubious of that. In any case, if people have solar panels, they can always have leverage against the company and say, hey, we can go solar and we're not going to pay these high rates and we're not going to be at your mercy. And so when there isn't a hurricane, when there isn't a crisis, is when we should install solar panels and strengthen people's communities, their neighborhoods, and their resolve so that when there is a crisis, they're not victims. One thing about crises, it's crisis isn't always a hurricane. If LUMA raises the rates and, gets the permission to do that from an unelected board like Promesa, that's also a crisis for people. And so, solar panels help you in the future, no matter what the crisis is. My favorite Bad Bunny song? El Apagón, claro.
And it's a wrap.
Thank you, Paulina.
I don't know, did we get it?